want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.
It's Tier
I just
2
wanna see the
showtime!
light.
And they're on in a quick time. But I know which way to go, left or right. It's all eyes on the Ferrari. Stylo has done the impossible. This is the move. This is the moment.
And that puts in Rapture on the podium.
But it's this man who comes home victorious. It's Red Bull. Hendricks who wins. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Tier 1 action here at Boost Racing. My name is Punjew, and I am so excited to be bringing you guys round 3 already. Holy smokes, time flies when you're having fun of Season 11 here in Boost Racing League's Tier 1 Championship. This week, we are at Silverstone, and we all know how good the race is going to be here, but there's one person who joins me all the time who knows so much about this track because it's his home track. It's our good friend, Mr. Andy. Andy, welcome back. We missed you. How are you doing, my man?
I've missed you, and I'm so hyped to be back for the home race around the iconic track of Formula One.
Man, it's going to be so much fun. Honestly, I am stoked. We obviously saw great racing here in person today, and I'm sure we're going to get even better racing here on the virtual world in the Moose Racing League action channel, because holy smokes, these 20 Tier 1 drivers do not know chill. And I'm really excited for that no chill gaming tonight because it's only going to give us good action around this track. Now, you know this track super well. As we go ahead and go over to this track map, tell me a little bit about the track map that maybe some people don't know, some extra little intricacies, some things, some great passing opportunities that maybe a little bit unconventional.
Yeah, well, I absolutely adore this track. It's one of my favorite tracks to drive. I've obviously, as the home race, it's always one that I try and practice hard in case I get a seat when I'm looking to reserve. Didn't get one this week, but that's by the by. I think the usual passing points with the DRS zones, as usual. We've seen a lot of action over the course of the races today so far in some of the lower tiers. We've seen some outrageously good passes down into the Vale chicane at the end of Sector 3, where people have just gone and sent it down the inside. We've also seen some really good passes around some of the faster turns.
Yes.
So, Cops, rounds turn 1 and 2 with a dive bomb into 3. We've seen some real good racing. I think the best pass I've seen today, and I can't remember the name of the driver, I apologize, was making an attempt, a move into Brooklands, that left-hander, and then actually getting the move done round the outside at Luffield, just finding the traction and getting the job done.
Outside there?
My favorite. The outside of Luffield.
That's 7, if I recall correctly, right? Turn 7?
It might be 7. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that wide right-hander after like the left-hander on the first DRS straight. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. End of the first DRS straight. Left-hander is Brooklands, then the long right-hander.
Yep.
Before you get on the journey down towards Cops. Yeah, that's Luffield.
That's the one. Yep. Well, I think we're gonna see some great moves there too. I mean, obviously these Tier 1 guys, they know how to pick their spots and make some crazy sense. And some of those Tier 1 guys are actually already out there on track, which I think is about time that we go ahead and go check them out. Let's go jump over and see what these guys have got going on. Honestly, I think
the first car over the line is going to be the McLaren of Mr. Titan, by the way.
Wow. He's already ready
just
to go.
coming around the final turn. Yeah, he's done. And with a 26.8.
It's not bad. That's a good
Not
start.
bad.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's what I was looking for. 26 hero. I was like, I don't think a high 26 is going to be something like super crazy. Then again, Titan, I feel like he kind of knows. He's like, I'm a little bit out of my depth this year. And there we go. B-Dunk goes and throws it down. B-Dunk last week, crazy race from B-Dunk. Came out, showed up, and showed out. He made the Williams team very proud last week, as obviously Cookie ended up winning it. B-Dunk got fourth, if I recall correctly, after penalties. With a crazy send on the final lap in the second last corner. Made it work. It was amazing. Potato, he's back. He throws down a 25.8. Great lap from him to start off his qualifying session. Yeah, I'm excited to see what these Williams guys can do this week. I think they're my hot prospects for the week. Yeah. Who are you looking at for a team?
Yeah, well, as I've said many times before over the course of the first few weeks, I think this Tier 1 Williams team is the standout team. I think Williams, based around the draft, sorry, I felt that Williams were the standout draft team. I don't think it's really happened for them in many of the tiers, but certainly I think in Tier 1, with Cookie is, in my opinion, elite and could end up finding himself among some of our winningest drivers of all time if he sticks around.
Yeah, I agree. I think
B-Dunk's a good number 2.
Yeah, I think Cookie's going to be a good one today. I think it's going to be a pretty quick one and a little bit scary out there. There he goes, 25.4. Look at that. As we're talking about him. Speaking of Williams, D-Master is here in the chat. He went and cooked it up today. He did an incredible job reserving up an extra tier and also destroying his tier. So he is good. You know, Williams just in general is having a day. Like, they are having a great day today. So, you know, maybe they're going to keep that luck going. And maybe, though, it's going to come to an end here at Tier 1. Who knows? I think somebody who might have a chance at taking a fight to the Williams tonight is actually the Red Bull team with Drix and Tachubi, though Tachubi is obviously favoring his qualifying ban. I think if we get a safety car, Tachubi gets in this race. We just need one. And obviously, you know, he's working on, you know, he's working off a pretty tough week of penalties last week. But I think if he gets that safety car that he needs just to get himself into the race, he'll be scary. And I think the whole Red Bull team is going to be a serious fight, or a serious foe.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. You know, we talk about winningest drivers, and Drix is obviously the winningest driver in MRL history.
Number one.
In terms of race wins.
Yep, he's the dominance.
He knows how to go around this time. I'm just looking at Supply Raptors gone around and done a lap on Inters.
Really?
A 129.7 on a set of Inters. Yeah, I've just seen him come in, and he's definitely got Inters on. Which I was very confused at. Now, I rate Supply Raptor as somebody who can challenge Cookie.
He definitely can. Supply Raptor's also going to be challenging the stewards on that one. Whoopsies. You gotta read the rule book, brother. You gotta make sure you stay on the correct tire compound for the track condition. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm curious why he did that, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know. We're gonna find out though. Potato.
Now I feel like a snitch.
You know what? That's somebody else is gonna report him, I guarantee you. So it's not our fault, you know. Well, yeah, Supply Raptor, you're right, does do a 29.7 on those Inters. Surprisingly quick for an Inters as well. And right now, look at the V-Carbs. Sketchable and Scornsy separating each other by just 0.05 of a second. They're right next to each other. We do need to see Yellow Snowman, though, do a little bit better so he can get right next to Sketchable, because obviously they need to be holding hands to qualifying, as they always do. Yeah, other people that I want to see do well, obviously Marcel Paps, many people know him as Eruption. I want to see him throw it on a good time. Arcadia, I think, can be really quick on his day, and right now he's actually on a hot lap as he's coming around through Cops, looking really solid, going up into Maggots and Beckett's. One interesting thing about this track and this game, actually, is there are a couple, for lack of a better term, like, phantom bumps. There's no, like, real better way to, like, put it. There's, like, a couple little bumps that throw
lead down
your car
to turn
off.
1.
Yeah,
lead down to turn 1. You've got the bumps, and then on that first DRS straight, as you go underneath the bridge, you have to pull out to the middle of the track to avoid those, because those cost you.
They do take away your time. Yeah, they take away a little. That's the Beef Wellington straight, right? If I recall correctly.
Yes.
As opposed to the Lunchfield straight, right? That's right after that one. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep. The American in me. I had to do that. Had to make those jokes. We've got Jake Laser in the chat and also out here in the qualifying session. He is subbing up into Tier 1 to help out his Haas team. And he's not setting a lap right now. I think he's scared, a little bit too scared to set a lap. I don't blame him. And we've got Jake Laser also. Sorry, Chassis Bot. Yet to set a time. He'll be getting one out there. Marcel Paps is serving a qualifying ban as well. So Eruption will not have a qualifying time with her. The Alpines have had a tough time so far this season. You know?
Yeah.
It's been, unfortunately, similar to the real life situations. We go ahead and take a look at the current Tier 1 standings. I mean, look at this. It's a little bit tough to look at where the Alpines are right now. Those pink nameplates right there. We've got them in 16th and 21st, actually, currently. Man, that hurts to say. But, yeah, Dreams and Happy Like Pies have been having a bit of a rough time. Happy Like Pies obviously outing his teammate a little bit with a couple better results. But Dreams not really having the start to the session, or start to the season as he'd like. Eruption, of course, currently leading, but he's getting trailed up by Cookie. And really hot on his tail. Minico right there as well. Still definitely knocking on the door of the championship lead. Supplier after a bit of a big drop-off there, though. 12 points between 3rd and 4th. And then outside of that, starts to get nice and tight with Drix, B-Dunk, Chazzy somehow, and Tachubi all separated by just 5 points. So it's really anybody's game.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen on this one? It's going to be very interesting. Taking a look at the full team standings. I don't know if you've been watching this. It's obviously going really great for McLaren and Williams, who are currently sitting in 3rd and 5th, respectively, for the team standings. But before today started, Ferrari was sitting on top after making 2 positions up last week from a great week. Red Bull, of course, losing that top spot, and McLaren losing down a spot as well. But Aston Martin staying level pegging, Williams moving up, Alpine moving up, Raging Bulls moving up, Sauber moving down a couple, and then Mercedes and Haas still caboosing it at the back of the field for the combined team standings. Back up into this thing. Are you seeing any standout laps? Are you seeing anybody that you think is yet to really pull out their full potential?
To be honest, mate, I'm just looking at the Williams guys we spoke of. 25-4 for Cookie, we've seen. B-Dunk's thrown down a 25-9 to put himself in P5.
Yep.
So Williams looking strong. Just looking for our second Mr. Titan. So Minico with that 25-8, 700s quicker than Potato.
Yep.
Who obviously set that lap early doors. Good lap from him. And Chazzy Bot as well. So we've already got 6 drivers in the 25s. And Arcadia very, very close to getting himself into the 25s as well. So yeah, all's looking good with plenty of time left in this session. 6 minutes left to go.
Yep.
I think we're in good shape to have a really good quali session.
And no chance of rain in this qualifying session as well. It's looking dry as can be as a duck's back as Cookie, because those has a 25-1. If we see a 24, I am going to freak out. I don't think it's possible in this qualifying session. I'd be entirely mind blown, but crazier things have happened. And if there's one person to do it, it might be this guy, Mr. Drix RL, who's currently 600ths of a second up at his best time that he has for the session so far. He's making his way out of back. Beckett is he down actually on his time now, so I don't think he's going to be pushing too hard for the rest of this lap. He's probably going to be going ahead and calling it quitsies. I'm just letting himself finish this one off. Just kidding. He doesn't know how to do that. He's going to go hard, fly through the corner, see if he can do something in final sector. Dude, look at the way that he attacks that chicane, the Veil chicane. It's crazy how on edge he goes. He does a 25-7, does improve, but only just. Not much to make much of a difference. Yeah, I agree. Arcadia says a 5.1 is crazy. I agree. That shouldn't be allowed. That should be illegal. But he's made it legal, and he's done it. He's 6 tenths ahead of Trix. Dude, I don't...
Yeah. You got your wish, by the way. Yellow Snowman did improve by 3.5 tenths, and he's next to Sketchy Bull.
Look at that. Hey, you know what? All is right in the world. That's what I'm talking about. All is right in the world. And also, oh, it's a really good point. Cobb K pops in here in chat and reminds us that Cookie was the #1 pick of the draft. And good point. It is looking pretty good right now. He's looking like a smart guy. B-Dunk, of course, also still a great pick here in Tier 1 for the Williams team. It's sitting at that 25-9 currently qualifying. I'm sure he's got more in him, too. He definitely has a little bit more sauce in the tank. Outside of that, Scornsy a return to form potentially for the season. He's just, kind of coming back from a pretty long leave here at Moose Racing League. I'm really excited to have him back. He's just a great soul, really great person to have in the league. So excited to see what he can do here today. Maybe he can go and throw down a good lap for his final attempt, which he will not have right now. He'll be doing right after that. I'm noticing, though, a difference from last week to this week when it comes to qualifying strategy. Last week, people were doing an out lap and then a second out lap, technically, and then their hot lap to warm up their tires better. No one's doing that right now. Do you think that people are worried about tire wear right now, or do you think they're worried about time? That's why they're not doing it, Andy.
Well, with 3.5 minutes to go, time is of the essence. That's for sure. I'm just on board. So Supply Raptor has done one out lap, and he is flying right now. Purple Sector 1.
Ooh.
Just on his way down through Sector 2 into Cops.
If I recall correctly, he's sitting in 4th in championship right now, too, so he's a good one to watch.
Yeah, he's on his way into Maggots and Beckett's then. Kissing the curbs left and right. Wide into that down one gear. Through the final chapel onto the straight then. Which I can never remember which one it is. It's either the hangar. Wellington, I think it's the hangar.
I think
the way he just flicks that into Stowe. Oh, flicks it into Stowe down the hill towards the Vale chicane. Oh, gets out of shape, hits the sausage curb. So that may have cost him a couple of tenths. Yeah, he's going to be finishing 25.9. So he gets into the 25s. But
yeah. I mean, if that did cost him a couple tenths, I don't think you really know it. Like that almost seemed purposeful with how much curb he took, didn't it? He jumped
well,
that thing.
It did. He almost took off. I mean, the guy has got an opportunity here to try and do one more run. If he can just let his battery, I don't think he's going to let his battery regen. No, he's not regenerating his battery, so he's done.
Yeah. Well, pretty good qualifying effort from him. Puts himself at 25.9. He's got plenty of race to go as well and go improve. Speaking of someone who's improving, Sketchable is up. Just kidding, he's not. I saw up a 10th, but he's actually just starting a lap. Let's see what Sketchable's got right here. We're eventually going to switch over to Cookie, Drix, Potato, and a couple of the other speed ones, though. Somebody who is coming out of the pits a little bit late is Drix. He is one to watch. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it to the line. Sketchable is already off on his best time. This is not going to be a representative time right now. He's going to have to start charging back up some of his battery. Look at Drix, though. He's barely going to make it. Look at this. He's coming through Luffield, as you mentioned, at the corner right before Luffield. He's barely there. I mean, he's going to be flying on this out lap, so he's got to really put the pedal to the metal. Cookie, though, is out on his lap. He's about to cross through Sector 1. Let's see if he's up. Oh. He's not. He's dead even, basically. 1/100th of a second slower than his best time right now. He's coming up on some traffic. Not traffic. He's coming up on some teammate. There's the tow. The Williams garage always working together. And today is no exception. Gets a tow through Cops? What?
This is wild. This is wild.
Wow.
Gets out of the way before Maggots and Beckett's. That is wild.
That is an incredible tow. That is one of the best tows I think I've ever seen in this game. I don't know how you pull off a tow, but it doesn't work out for him. He's still 200ths of a second off of his best. And so, for all that effort that B-Dunk gave Cookie to help him improve his time, B-Dunk and Cookie might not reap the fruits of that labor. B-Dunk also has to fly to get there to the line. I don't think he's going to do it, actually. I think B-Dunk has given up his attempt for the sake of his teammate, and Cookie will not deliver on improvement. It's a 25-1, still a great lap, but no improvement from Cookie. So, currently, provisional is set at 25-1. If somebody can test that and best that, it might be this guy, Drix. Minikill gets close, but no cigar with 25.648. Drix, what's he got right here? He's up 200ths of a second. He's got to give it everything he's got, and we know that this guy's got a lot. He's going to go, and do his best to improve on that 25.731. Currently 200ths of a second better than his next closest compatriot of Potato. And Chazzy with an incredible qualifying as well, puts himself into 5th. Really kind of out of nowhere. A lot of people were saying he wasn't necessarily the best pick in Tier 1 for the Mercedes Garage, but he's trying to prove them all wrong right now. The Mercedes pick of Yellow Snowman sitting down in 12th. Drix flying through Maggots and Beckett's. Look at the way he takes the final bit of Beckett's. Dude, it's a very different style, is it not, than what we just saw from Cookie? Way less violent, way more smooth.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be... Oh, big mistake right there from Drix, I think. Does not invalidate, though. Huge drift. Oh, my God. How does that faster? Oh, yeah, big mistake. And that's invalidated. Oh, man, I think he had a chance at it. He's going to feel pretty hard done by. Yep, he gets a little wiggle right there. He knows he had a little bit more, but he makes a big mistake at the very end and does not improve on his time. Jake Laser, by the way, beats out a Tier 1 driver of average pepperoni. So well done, Jake Laser. He goes and throws down at 26.996 as compared to the 27.0. Everybody, though, except for average pepperoni, inside the 26s or better, with Cookie grabbing pole at a 25.199. Minico in second, Drix in third, Potato in fourth. Chazzy punching above his weight, sitting in fifth with B-Dunk, Supply Raptor, Sketchy Bull, what the heck, Arcadia, and Shry rounding out the rest of our top 10. And then Happy Like Pies sitting there in Mr. Irrelevant spot at P11. I know that position all too well. With City of R behind him, Dello Snowman, Scornsy, Dreams, Titan, Jake Laser, Average Pepperoni, and the two quality bands of Eruption and Tachubi rounded our bottom two.
Yeah, good quality session, mate. Good quality session. I enjoyed that. Just to see, you know, the two top guys in Drix and Cookie being challenged by the McLaren of Minico. Love that from him.
It's funny how McLaren always seems to be challenging the top teams right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just want to come out there and you know, play disruption. However, the other McLaren, though, of Titan, unfortunately, a little bit far off the pace, puts himself in 16th. So they seem to be the most disparate out of teammates. The two Red Bulls sitting pretty good, obviously, to Drix and, you know, Tachubi way back on there in his qualifying band. But had he not had one, he'd definitely be right up there as well. Sketchable saying, this is where I qualify good, but ended up getting killed in the race. We'll see if that happens. But, you know, it's definitely possible. And Kayla's coming in here, says, nah, Ferrari's on top. Hey, they were on top of points starting at the day today, but who knows if it's gonna finish as such. We got a few minutes, about a minute or so to the race time. Andy, do we see heroics in this lap one, or are we gonna see a chill, cool, calm, collected, nice tier 1 grid today?
We are not seeing cool, calm, and chilled on lap one with these guys. That does not exist. That does not exist.
And it shouldn't.
I can see moves happening. I'm liking the fact that Potato and Supply Raptor in the Kick Saubers are relatively high as well. I think those two guys can cause some green machine dream something else
teams
on lap one. I think we're going to see something spectacular from those two guys on lap one. Supply Raptor in particular, who's the second of those two drivers on the grid, in about P7, I think, P7, P8. And just a note, the sun is out.
It is.
I do see a couple of clouds in the sky.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm hoping the same thing. I want it to get a little bit soggy by the end of this race. Also, for those that are wondering what I'm drinking, it's none of your dang business. Let's go get into this racing right here. We got 5 lights are on. Almost off, and they are off right now, and it is race time here for Boost Racing's Tier 1. Cookie getting a great start. Minico with a good one as well. Potato smokes Drix on the line. Drix losing a lot. Actually, he might even lose that to Chazzy Bot. Drix, Chazzy almost go too wide and collect each other coming through turn 2, and Chazzy's going to have to back out of that one and play smart and not get, you know, play victim to the attrition game of lap 1. It is chaos. You're right. A lot of people going 2, 3, 4, 5 wide even, coming through the first couple corners here in lap 1, but they all make it out safe. I didn't see any debris flying. We like to see that. Yellow Snowman getting a couple weaves here on this first straightaway to try to get those tires up to temperature. You see some brake smoking. Yellow Snowman getting sent from the back from Eruption. He does not want to wait around behind this Mercedes. Tries to take the outside line. Not going to have it quite yet. Has to back out, I think. ERS getting burnt from Eruption. We're going to watch him and Tachubi, of course, try their best to cut up the field, but back up the front, it's still the Cookie Show with Minico in second, Potato in third. Drix losing out of position, puts himself in a fourth. Interesting start so far, and it's
crazy
only
start from Marcel.
Wild. Yeah, he's
crazy
flying.
start from Marcel Pabst. He's up 6 positions.
What? Now the question
is,
is,
to sector 3.
what time? Okay, so he's on softs. We only have 4 drivers who decided to elect for the mediums. It's B-Dunk, who's got his driver up in front of him, who's his teammate on alternate strategy, which was smart. It's City of R, who's also not too far away from his teammate, who alternate strategy. Tachubi and Dreams. Also, Tachubi just wants to get up to his teammate So he's going to try to play a different strategy. And Dreams is nearby his teammate, so that makes sense why they all went an alternate strategy. Outside of that, though, softs, I definitely think were the move.
Yeah, crazy moves from Marcel. To be up 7 positions now after lap 1 is just wild. And he's right on the tail of the Alpine of Happy Like Pies, trying to go around the outside at turn number 3. Gonna have to back out, though, as they get down onto the Wellington Straight. Everybody moving into the middle of the track to mind that bump that we spoke about earlier on, down towards Brooklands. Remaining on the backside, but maybe what is one of those kind of guys who's going to try and make a move around Luffield. As they go around Luffield, he's looking on the inside of Luffield actually now.
Yeah, that move wasn't quite there. He is seeing his teammates, though, in front of him battle pretty hard. His teammate of Shry and Arcadia are getting a nice little scrap, so I think that's letting him stay pretty relevant right now. It's still an entire grid-long DRS train here in Tier 1, or all the way at the end of lap 2, and no one's gapped out. The biggest gap we have is Arcadia to Sketchy Bull. That's crazy, 7/10.
Yeah, crazy.
Tier 1.
Absolutely crazy. His Happy Like Pies gets swallowed up by the Aston Martin of Marcel Pabst. He's going to now come onto the back of his teammate. His teammate's challenging Arcadia down into the Vale chicane. They go side by side. A little bit of contact maybe, but it looks like the Ferrari prevails initially, but Shry's going to get a run on the inside. A little bit of contact again. Ooh. And Marcel's gaining all the time down the Lewis Hamilton straight. Ooh.
Oh, man, it is really neck and neck between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari of Shry and Arcadia. They are not giving each other any sort of grace. It's almost bumper to bumper, but they just leave a couple centimeters of grace. Man, that is some tight racing. And, of course, it's great to see that tight racing still exists within a DRS train. Nobody's losing out advantages from each other. Nobody's losing out the ability to stay relevant in this race, but they're all staying relevant on this broadcast. We love it. Up at the top, it's Supply Raptor moving up tons of positions. He's up in 4th. After blitzing Drix, I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. He's got himself down to 6th. The 2 kick Saubers, you'd mentioned that Green Mean Machine teams, Bleens, Fiends, they're right there in 3rd and 4th. They're looking pretty strong, aren't they, Andy?
Yeah, they're looking good right now. And if Supply Raptor can just get a little bit closer to Potato, then we might see them able to just work together to try and reel in Minico, who's just made a move on the inside. Down into Stowe, gets the move done, and Potato goes through as well. So Minico, Potato both get the move done on Cookie. Down into Stowe, down the Vale chicane they go then. Supply Raptor now just having a look, not at the back of his own teammate. He's now looking at the back of a Williams. He probably didn't think he was going to be looking at the back of a Williams about 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm sure he did not. That was very opportunistic from Potato, but you know what? I like that. He's reserving tonight, but he knows he still belongs up here with this Tier 1 group, and he's like, hey, even though if I only got a shot to prove my worth, I'm going to go prove that worth like nobody's business. So he's going out there and sending it right there. I like that style. A big mover, like we had mentioned, was Eruption. He's all the way up 8 positions, but somebody who has yet to make the movements that I honestly foresaw him making a lot more of is Tachubi. He's still at the back of this DRS train, sitting in 18th, only up 2 positions from his start. What do you think has been hampering him on this start?
Well, he's on the medium tyre, for one. So he's trying to chase down Average Pepperoni and Mr. Titan, both on the soft tyres. That might equal things out for them. There's a tiny little bit of a gap between City of R and Yellow Snowmen. Yellow Snowmen gaps to Scornsy. Again, there's just a DRS train the whole way through. So
yeah, it
might be quite difficult for Tachubi on those medium tyres. Might have struggled to get them heated up early on. It'd just be interesting to see. I mean, I'm just looking at him now. It doesn't look like he's struggling for grip or anything, so it doesn't look like he's struggled to get them to race temperature. But maybe as we go down the... he's going to make a move now, actually. Yeah, here we go.
Yep. Oh, Pepperoni really sticking to the side pod, though. Doesn't want to give that one up, but I think he's going to have to. Yep, Pepperoni will end up staying behind and conceding that position. Not happily, but he's got to do it. Now, fun fact here about this track. Silverstone was the season opener to one of our drivers on this grid's first season. It was Scornsy here in the V car, but I remember that race really well. He was coming in as a hot prospect at the beginning of, I want to say, season 7 or season 8. And people were like, wow, this guy, I think he's going to be dangerous, you know? I think he's going to be a bit of a scary one. And he was very good at this race. He was on fire. And then, unfortunately, on the final lap in Maggots and Beckett's, there was a massive pileup, and it collected him. And from then on, unfortunately, he had mechanical issues with his controllers and wheels, followed by other issues, and he had just had a bit of a rough time. But it's really cool to see him back here in Moose Racing League, where it all began, at Silverstone, in a slightly different car this time around, but nonetheless, he's still back, and I just wanted to give him a little bit of a shout-out. Great to see him back here racing, staying right up here with the pack. Right now up on the back of actually Happy Like Pies, obviously a big veteran here, and sitting in 12th. Happy? Honestly? This is a pretty good result for him right now. What are you thinking about this, sitting in 12th?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good start to the race for him. Lap 5 of 26. He's got Scornsy for company. He's hanging on to the back of that Aston Martin. A Sketchy Bull. Something's happened to Sketchy.
Oh, no.
Sketchy off track. Oh, my
I see him in
God.
the back, yeah. Oh, and then also, it's Schrei. Oh, he just had a spin right there as well. I think he just locked up his brakes. And Schrei loses all positions. He's all the way down to the back on his way into Vale Chicane. And he spins again. Oh, man, yeah. Those rears are cooked up to 11. And I'm sure he's just doing his best to get himself back gripped up and get back on, racing pace. Poor guy right there. Him and Sketchbull having a bit of a rough last lap. Mostly all at the ends where it all came to a head. So now our DRS train for the entire grid is broken, unfortunately, by City of R. And then, of course, at the top, it's Schrei as well. Cookie still down into 4th, yet to make up any moves. In fact, Supply Raptor has now put himself up into 3rd. Look at Supply Raptor go. This Kicks Albert team's looking dangerous, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking dangerous. Biggest surprise for me at the minute is Drix down in 8th.
Yeah.
Losing positions lap after lap.
Damn it.
And certainly, I don't know him. I think he must have damage or, because Marcel perhaps has got past him. Arcadia goes past him now. Is he connected?
His front left end plate is gone.
Oh, yes. It is.
That would do it. So Drix, unfortunately, what would have been a hero race is now kind of gone down to a 0 race. Scornsy has also made his way up in front. So Scornsy now into the points here. Top 10 is populated by Minico to Potato, Supply Raptor, Cookie, Chazzybot, B-Dunk, Marcel Paps, Arcadia, Happy Like Pies, and then Scornsy Drix going ahead and opting to pit to get on some fresh tires and fresh wings. He's on the softs right now. It's a very early pit stop to get off the softs. He will go onto the yellow compounds. Doesn't take a wing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's not good. I don't think that was on purpose.
No, I think that is our favorite game. If you don't change it from auto, it won't change the wing unless there isn't one hanging on. Unless we're Pinocchio, in which case it might.
Facts. Hey, by the way, speaking of Pinocchio and noses getting a little bit big, the nose Supply Raptor's getting a little bit big. He almost rear-ended the heck out of his teammate through left field, so I think he's got to be a little bit careful. He might have the pace on his teammate, but he doesn't need to have the punt on him. He's got to be a little bit careful to stay, keep that team game alive. As the two Williams drivers right behind him are looking for them to make mistakes. I mean, it's a team pairing right there of Cookie and B. Duncan. They like to work together. They're good at working together. So something those
they are.
Kicks need to worry about. Oh, there goes Potato out in front of Minico.
Yeah, there we go. Change for the lead of the race then. Lap 7 of 26. What I'm really loving about this opening skirmish is that Chazzybot is hanging on to the back of these two Williams. But he is going to have Marcel for company very, very soon if he hasn't already. So Marcel Eruption then up from P19 to P7 on lap 8 of 26. He is absolutely flying right now.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's crazy. Nothing can slow this guy down. And he's like, it's not like he's just at P6 or P7 and he's like, barely hanging on. No, he's like chomping at the bit of Chazzybot. Chazzy has a lot to worry about in his rearview mirror. Marcel's also somehow not burned out all of his energy. He still has a pretty good reservoir. Almost ends up getting a rear end into Chazzybot, but luckily enough, he keeps it just barely outside of that diffuser. I mean, yeah, these guys are going to be a tight battle right here. It's going to be a move through cops maybe after it. I bet you if Marcel sizes it up, he might be able to make something happen, but no significantly better exit, so he will have to stay behind through at least Maggots and Beckett's. Up at the front, look at this fight with the sandwich, the green and orange sandwich. It's tight, man. Miniko's under pressure. How do you think he's going to handle this this onslaught from two separate teams that are now making moves on him?
Oh, my word.
Wow. Yeah.
He's made the move on Potato. He's just got to retain a little bit of patience, I guess. You know, a little bit of contact between the McLaren and the second Kick Sauber there as they went into the Vale chicane.
Oh, look at Eruption. He saw blood in the water from the two Williams who kind of got hit with the, as Lance Stroll will call it, Constantina effect. Fun fact, he literally called it the Constantina effect. It's so funny. It's amazing. Concertina, of course, for those guys that are curious. Yeah, so Marcel saw that it was happening. He saw the little bit of a wiggle in front of him, and he took advantage. He got himself in front of Chazzy and is now on serious pressure mode for B-Dunk, so he's got to watch out. I believe they had some collisions-ish / run-ins last week as well at Austria, so maybe some bad blood, as Taylor Swift would put it, between these guys as well. How do you think they're going to handle that on track?
Well, again, you know, they just need to retain composure. Retain composure, maintain confidence, and you can only control what you do with your wheel, right? So confidence, control, and composure, the 3 C's. That's what I'm bringing to the table tonight, Punjew. As the average pepperoni loses his composure for his interpretation of track limits and picks up the first 3-second penalty of the evening down in P12 on 8-lap old soft tyres, Punjew. We kicked off on the penalty curve.
Yeah, and that's definitely not going to be the last one. I guarantee you he's just the opening of the floodgates. Many of these people probably have at least one warning or two. Eruption's trying to mind punt his way through this Williams. And in fact, one of the Williams of Cookie is going to go side by side with Potato going through the first bit of Vale chicane. Potato has a much better exit and is able to retain that position. Man, this is some serious scrapping up at the top 7. It's anyone's game between these top 7, so we'll see how that one keeps shaking out. Right in the back, though, Tachubi, we had mentioned, was way off the pace. He was way off our expectations. He must have been hearing it, must have been listening in the background, because now look at him. He's up in a 10th, and he's challenging, getting closer and closer to Yellow Snow End, but every single corner. Do we see Yellow end up finishing the points tonight? What's your prediction on that one?
I will be surprised if Yellow finishes in the points tonight, especially with Tachubi and Marcel. Marcel obviously now passed him. Tachubi very close in terms of pressure. He's going to be on the slower compound tyre for the second half of this race. There are 6 drivers below him who are going to be on the soft compound tyre later on when Yellow's going to be on the mediums. So I'm going to call he's not going to get a point tonight.
Yeah, that tire differential is going to make a huge difference near the end of this race. A lot of drivers, though, that are on softs right now, their pit window just opened right now if they want to take the undercut. If they want to stay on optimal, they're going to go in on 11. If they want to overcut, they're going to go in on 12. I expect to see at least 4 people go in this lap. And there goes Cookie B-Dunk making a move on his teammate of Cookie. Cookie, let him have it as well. I think Cookie is going to be going into the pits right here is why. Let's see if I am a psychic. I'm not. Don't pay me any money for that one. That's Eruption, though, and he's going in hot. Oh, man, it's such a brave pit to go into that hot. He's going for a hardcore undercut. Scornsy opting to follow as well as Jake Laser. They're the only 3, though.
Yeah, only 3.
I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be more.
Yeah, I think next lap we're going to see a whole cacophony of cars flying into that pit lane. Certainly, I think your boy Shry, Titan, Sketchy Bull, Average Pepperoni, I would imagine that we'll see those guys dip in.
That's a good point. Now back up at the front, Supply Raptors actually found his way up into the lead against Minico. It's a bit of a move going down that very first DRS straight into Luffield and the other one. Gosh, I can never remember. Brooklands? Brooklands. That's the one. The turn names.
Brooklands into Luffield.
Yep. So yeah, Supply Raptor's actually looking like he might be potentially the fastest guy out on track right now. Look at him. He's hanging out in the front with a decent margin. I mean, now that he's got that pass done, he's seeming pretty comfortable up there.
Yeah, he seems to have quite a bit on the nose of that Kick Sauber. Licking it through Maggots, Beckett's, then Chapel, of course. Definitely still got Minico for company, though. Minico hanging on real good here. Really like to see this. As one of the Kick Saubers dives in, Potato's gone into the pits.
He needed to get it done for sure. I think that was the smart move right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tires. We've only got 3, 4, 5-ish people that are probably going to go in this lap, I think. We might have a couple more start going in, trickling in, but as of right now, it's just 5. Potato, Snowman, Pepperoni, Sketchy Bull, and Titan. I think that's the right move for all those guys. And we're also going to add in Shry at the back. You had mentioned he might go in, and there he goes. I think he's probably listening to you. Andy, are you our race strategist now? What's going on?
Well, I'm certainly not an engineer, so don't listen to me whatever you do.
Or do. Give us some entertainment. Definitely do, actually. I like that idea. One thing I also like, by the way, quick little shout out. New cameras here for F124. This is a nice view. This helicopter view that we've got here at left field going down into the old hangar straight, which leads yourself into the 90-degree corner of Cops, which just does not seem like it's 90 degrees when you see how fast these drivers can take it. It still blows my mind that it's actually 90 degrees. It's insane. I don't know how they do that. These cars and these drivers are just a whole other special, machine. I think the combo of them two are both machines. Minico definitely got a warning there. 100%. Did you see that one?
Yeah, he not only a warning, he's probably needing to change some trousers when he gets back to the pit lane later on, because that looked like he could have gone left, right, either way. Into the pit lane he goes, then he got in front of Supply Raptor.
Yep.
Coming into the pit lane.
That's crucial. Boom! And he takes 10 seconds. Minico probably only got it by a hair of a mile an hour, but that's enough to give himself the penalty. And we had talked about this within the stewards. It looks like those 10-second penalties do stand, even though you can serve them in 5. And so Minico will be carrying that 10-second penalty all the way to the end of this race, assuming he doesn't get another safety car to help him serve it. Chad's about right back there as well in 8th. The Supply Raptor sitting in 7th, but both of them obviously now having him beat on penalties. How do you think this is going to change Minico's driving style? Do we see a bigger send, or do we see equal level of cautiousness and smart driving?
Well, I think he's going to want a safety car, and my personal opinion is he doesn't want to cause the safety car.
Yeah.
So I think he's just got to retain composure. Like I said earlier on, which I think is the job for most of these guys, retaining composure. You would expect, my expectation anyway, is that our tier 1, our elite drivers show patience. It's a long race. We're only at the halfway point. Plenty of laps to go. Plenty of things can happen. You've just got to stay focused on your strategy and hope that somebody else loses concentration, somebody else makes a mistake. Into the pits comes Cookie then on lap 13 of 26. He's going to be ditching these mediums. And when he ditches these mediums, every single driver on this grid will be on the medium tire.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to be right up there with them. I think it's going to put him and B-Dunk in a very interesting position as well, because we know now B-Dunk is almost certainly going to be coming out behind Cookie when he does go into his pits in the next couple laps. And so will that mean that are we seeing an immediate preferential treatment for Cookie at this current moment between the two of them? Or is it one of those matters of like B-Dunk's just going to go try to throw out, the most banger laps he possibly can and try his best to stay relevant with his teammate? That's a real question, honestly. We'll see how that keeps evolving. One thing to mention about teammates, by the way, remember how Supply Raptor and Potato were neck and neck with each other not too long ago?
Yeah.
Now look at this. Oh, Drick's actually getting out of sorts with Supply Raptor. They're all battling out for 10th, 11th, 12th. It's 3 wide right now. Whoa, these guys are having a little bit of a scruffle. And Drick's, of course, unfortunately getting the worst out of all of it from everybody as he is on that mildly damaged car. He takes an inside look right there, but does not get it done. How he's still driving on this damaged front left wing, I have no idea, but he's still trying after it. But Supply Raptor now 5 positions away from his once dang near twin teammate of Potato. Do we see him make his way back up there, or do you think he's kind of got himself stuck behind traffic and since he's not going to be in the best position?
I think you watch Cookie and Supply Raptor. I think those two guys will work their way back up. Certainly from Arcadia, Happy Like Pies on 6 and 5 lap old medium tires. We've got the 4 guys out in front, 3 of which have dived into the pit lane, 4 of which have dived into the pit lane. So once we see how this all unfolds, I mean, the thing that's really kind of shocking me right now is Marcel Pabst, sat in P5, may well come out of this little section in the lead of the race, and he does.
by a pretty good margin, too.
Yeah, he does.
His margin
He
is
has
to
got
that of
good margin.
Minico. Yeah.
Yeah,
The next
they're
goes-
not at turn 2. Oh, he's
Yeah.
at turn 3. Yeah.
Remember how I mentioned that Cookie and B-Dunk were going to be relatively similar to each other on exit, but B-Dunk was going to come up behind? He did. He lost out to the undercut, but now he's got the soft tires versus Cookie's mediums. So if B-Dunk can turn these softs on quick, I think he's got a pretty good chance at, really making some serious magic happen. But right now, Eruption is looking like the man to be in this race. His qualifying obviously non-existent. He had a qualifying ban, but he says, no problem for me. I'm going to go last to first here in a Tier 1 race. That is not an easy feat. So, Marcel Paps, I got to give you, credit where credit's due. Right now, you are absolutely throwing down a clinic of racing. Happy like Paisley, Cookie goes side by side through cups. And
Right.
Cookie takes around the outside and makes it. You said. Andy, we were going to see some moves there in cups. And look what we got.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see moves from these guys. Cookie, Supply Raptor. I would imagine Drix would have done the same had he not got damaged. But, B-Dunk, I'm expecting now a Supply Raptor gets through, gets onto the back of Cookie. He's also got B-Dunk for company. So Happy Like Pies loses 3 positions.
Wow.
In an absolute heartbeat. In one sector, 3 positions. Yellow flag.
Yep. the back
Yellow
is
flag.
Drix. No,
Drix,
Tachubi.
yeah.
It's Tachubi, actually. Surprisingly enough, he's the one who had the yellow flag called out against him. He's lost a little bit of positions. He was sitting up in 11th, and now he's moved out of that. I think he must have had a little bit of an issue, but yeah, Tachubi's also not necessarily having the best race of his life, though he is in the soft, so he can start making some moves up. B-Dunk needs to get a move on, though, if he wants to have any chance of challenging the leader of Marcel Paps within the next 10 laps. He's got 6 seconds-ish to get there. Do you think he does it?
I think it's going to be really difficult with not just with the fact that there's traffic, but you look at the quality of the drivers in front of him. Supply Raptor, Cookie, Chazzy-Bot, Potato, Minico. And I'll mention Arcadia anyway because it'd be rude to leave him out. But he's on 8-lap old medium tires. So I think Arcadia's probably looking around himself going, oh, God, I've got myself into a situation here. How can I maintain myself in P4? Minico's got the penalty, of course, so you never know.
Yeah, that penalty is definitely going to be, obviously it's effectively race ending for lack of a better term, unless they get that safety car in the next couple laps. But you're right. I think Arcadia is just trying to hold on for dear life. He's done a great job at holding on. I got to give him credit for that one for sure. He's hold on quite spectacularly well, sitting effectively kind of almost looking like he's right at home. With all these guys. B-Dunk making moves on Supply Raptor. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They just stuck that. He went around the right side of the Veiled Chicane all the way through and made it. So he's up into 7th now. That's just filthy. And he's chasing down his teammate. Dude, these guys are crazy. These guys are nuts. I just don't get how they do these things.
Yeah, it's just really incredible to watch, Some of these guys are on controller, for God's sake. How does that even work?
That's what I wonder about Drix. Still a controller player. Still an alien. I just don't get it. And a lot of these people also are like, yeah, I'm actually slower on wheel than I am on controller, which also an incredible feat. Honestly, that's impressive in and of itself. How you can be that fast in a controller that a wheel is slower. But speaking of slower, Minico is not going any slower. He is catching up to the back of Marcel Paps at a rate of knots. Marcel had a 4-second gap on him when Minico came out of the pits. It's 1.5 now, and it's shrinking every lap. What do you think is happening to Marcel right there?
I don't know. It's shrinking every turn. Not even every lap. Every turn. It's just coming down, and I think that is Marcel trying to save tires here? Those tires are only 2 laps older. Maybe he's just chilling. Although battery-wise, he's not.
No, I was gonna say, I think he's using his battery too is the big one. If I jumped on his onboard and I saw that that green bar at the bottom, I was like, oh yeah, he's fine. He's got tons of it, but it's almost all the way done. He's only got 20% left. So, I mean, he's by no means safe in the ERS department. So he's got to be careful. Somebody who is doing their best to be careful but also aggressive is this guy of B-Dunk. Right up in the back of Chazzy, but actually lifts a little bit just to position himself up for a pass. And Chazzy is going to do his best to defend it, but I think he's going to be hopeless behind the soft tire lightning blue blitzer of B-Dunk in that Williams. Gets right back up on the back of his teammate. and he needs Cookie to slice the gap right there. He needs Cookie to be the butter knife so that way he himself can be the butter and slide right in. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean because Cookie does indeed get past Arcadia. Arcadia had just dropped out of DRS range from Potato, so now Cookie's got a job on his hands to close that 3/10 down and get back in DRS. He is under pressure from Arcadia, though. Arcadia's not giving up.
Yeah, I think this fight that Arcadia has gotten him is awesome. B-Dunk, though, is right up on the side of them. In fact, Arcadia boxes out B-Dunk. Great move from Arcadia, and Arcadia and Cookie have a little bit of a side-by-side touch. B-Dunk, Cookie pushing Arcadia off to the right side. He said, no, this is my spot right here. B-Dunk makes a dive down the inside, tries to switch back underneath him through Veil, does not make it stick, but this is getting scrappy by the second. These three are both giving us a great show, but also making me a little scared with Supply Raptor and ChazzyBot just waiting in tow, waiting for a mistake out of this crew of blue and red sandwich. And that's B-Dunk on the inside right there. Huge send from B-Dunk. Looks like he's gotten it done and dusted on Arcadia. Arcadia will have to concede, and Supply Raptor now tries to get ostentatious, but does not have it. Oh my gosh. Do you think Arcadia's
that was some move? That was some move. If I'm Arcadia, I'm like that. Fair play, good move. I'm going to come back at you.
Yeah. Now, somebody who is not going to be feeling, who he's not going to be giving that same sentiment to is Supply Raptor right behind him. Supply Raptor actually just gave a little bit of a love tap on him going through left field. So I'm sure Arcadia is going to be remembering that for the next couple corners and saying, no, I don't let you go even though you think you're faster. It's a 5-lap tire difference. B-Dunk on those 4-lap old softs is still looking quite poised to go and make even more of a difference. And of course, Cookie not going to have DRS right here. Almost certainly just going to let his teammate cruise on by. Yeah, here it goes. Yeah, it's an easy cruise. Easy cruise. No work whatsoever. What do you think about these team games tonight? We're seeing quite a bit of it. Can we agree Williams is probably the best in the team games tonight?
Yeah, Williams good. I think Supply Raptor now he's got past Arcadia or Arcadia. I think that if he can just put himself in between the two Williams, that gives Potato a great chance. That gap now, 2.3, 2.4 seconds between B-Dunk and Potato. Really needs to be moving himself up, Supply Raptor, to get in front of Cookie, just to kind of stop those two playing games together to get themselves towards. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Might be Mr. Titan and Shry, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it was. I don't see any damage from either of those guys either, so luckily enough, no harm, no foul. Yeah, I think you're right about that gap. I think he does need to get a move on right here. B-Dunk, obviously 2.6 seconds outside of that Potato spot. Still, the tires are definitely going to be in the advantage B-Dunk court, but not for long.
No, I mean, 3 laps, I think. 3 laps.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time. So if he can somehow find his way up there into DRS, a DRS train, that'd be a miracle. But I think the best way for that to happen is Potato, Minico, and Marcel perhaps have a scuffle. And someone who's going to be given that scuffle is Minico. He just put pedal to the metal. He goes a little bit wide, actually, to the exit of Beckett's. I think he's going to make a send right here. Eruption is going to be under pressure. In fact, he will. And he's going to let that pressure mount and let Minico make the move. That was the smart move right there. No point in fighting it. Just let him go. He's got a 10-second, right? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Let the guy go through.
Marcel seems to be struggling. Did you see that right there, that lock up?
Yeah, he just didn't do. He might find himself under pressure from Potato before you know it. Bear in mind, we said, didn't we, earlier on, that there was a 4-second gap between Minico and Marcel. And Minico's closed that gap, got right behind him. Has Marcel just been saving his tires? He's regen the battery up to 48, 50%.
Yeah, you're right. I'm very curious exactly what happens. There is a yellow flag. Oh, it's Arcadia. Oh, no. Arcadia's round. Yeah, he had a bit of a mistake, or a bit of an issue right there. Not necessarily a mistake, but an issue in the middle of Sector 1 and 2, right at that crossover point. Turn 5-ish, I want to say, is where he probably had a little bit of a mistake. So Arcadia round, now back himself into 13th on 13-lap old mediums. Not in the position he wants to be in. Drix knocking on the door of points somehow. He's got it on penalties against Sketchy Bull, so that's quite impressive with the broken wings still. And up at the front, it's still those still same top threes, but B-Dunk is catching. Do you notice this? 2.1, 2.2 now instead of what last lap was like 2.5, 2.6.
And Cookie's actually taken the position.
Yeah, interesting. What do
And
you think about
that's
that?
what those two guys have to do. They just have to work together. Just
Yeah.
you know, swapping over DRS. You know, a couple of DRS. Straights here, so be good just to see them trying to work to close that gap. They have to work together to close the gap. It was 2.8 seconds. It's now down to well, it's just gone back up to 2.3, 2.4. They were working nicely together. Now, Supply Raptor looking to get all over the back. Maybe this is the point in the race where 9-lap-old medium tires are better than 7-lap-old soft tires.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's on that sweet spot where, you know, he's definitely going to start feeling his medium tires feel a lot better than those that his compatriots are driving. It's just a question of, can he make this smooth, you know, pass? Can he be cool, calm, and collected when the time does arise? I know Supply Raptor, he's got it in him, absolutely, but will that side show up tonight? Tachubi sitting right behind him in 7th, doing a great recovery drive, and Drix obviously rounding out outside of our top 10. He's in 11th, but on penalties, he'll end up in 10th. Back up at the front. Drop my controller. It's Minico, Marcel, and Potato still the story as it was, and Cookie and B-Dunk unable to catch up. Those three are just working each other off, you know, so perfectly. There goes Eruption, flies past. In fact, actually, he breaks early. That was a bit of a weird move. Minico's gonna stay in front.
Potato lost a lot of that right end plate. It looks like more than just an end plate problem.
Oh no. You're right. Oh my gosh, was that Marcel hitting the brakes way early and Potato expecting it to be a move?
It seemed as though Marcel was in prime position to make a move, decided not to, gets out of shape himself, Marcel, gonna be under pressure, but the fact that Potato, I mean, this is dragging B-Dunk, Cookie, Supply Raptor, Tachubi, and Chazibot all into the mix on lap 23 of 26.
The action comes out of nowhere, man, and now Tolby brings it up exactly what I was about to say. Williams is absolutely back in the race for a win right here, and B-Dunk, in fact, wants to make that position up now. He says, give me that spot. It's mine now, Potato. Potato's going to have to lift for Cops, and Cookie's got to be wary of that, too. He's got to say, hey, this is not going to be the fastest car in front of me, and he was wary of it. In fact, he just goes and said, thank you very much. I'll take that position off of you. And the kick Sauber of Potato lets his teammate go, but will block out the Red Bull of Tachubi, who's going to have to find the hard way to get around. And he's not going to be happy about it, but I think he's going to find his way around anyway. Yeah, it's like it didn't even exist. Just a rolling chicane for Tachubi. No problem whatsoever. Potato doesn't have the energy to hold him off, and Chazibot will get past him too. Cookie, B-Dunk making a move against each other right there at the front. They're going to swap positions again. Arcadia with a 3-second penalty, and it's Marcel, Paps, and Minico rounding out the top two still. Cookie and B-Dunk look like they're about to get relevant, but unfortunately, it's still a two-man horse at the top with Eruption coming out on top of it. I mean, okay, Andy, Stewart's perspective. Now that we've got a minute to chill, which I'm sure won't last very long. Was there a brake check, do you think?
It seemed a long way out from Stowe.
Yeah.
It did seem a long way out from Stowe. Whether that's classified as a brake check, whether Marcel... I think he's hit the brakes. I don't think he's just taken his foot off the throttle. I think he's hit the brakes.
Man, we're definitely going to find out once we get that Stewart's report.
Like Supply Raptor trying to make a move on Cookie around the outside at Luffield. Can he make this one stick? This will be some move.
I don't think so. Cookie says no. I'm going to say, and Shry has decided to retire in the pits, unfortunately for him, and Titan is also locked up in the pits. I think he's going to go ahead and try his best to get the fastest lap of the race. It's B-Dunk, Cookie, Supply Raptor fighting for that final podium spot. Supply Raptor is right up on the back of them. Tachubi also definitely relevant in this conversation. He is nowhere near done yet, but it's crazy how all these points may be separated by just a couple tenths of a second come the checkered flag. Now it's 900ths of a second separating Supply Raptor and the glory of a pass on Cookie, but it's not going to happen yet. Tachubi also has to hang back. Joey does not. He takes the inside line, puts that kick Sauber out wide. Tachubi almost gets himself into a bad scenario, but decides to back out and saves his car for another fight. That could have been bad, but Tachubi is on those fresher softs. He says, hey, I still think I had the pace on you guys, but they're at that 10 laps right now, man. Those lefts are starting to scream, aren't they?
Yeah, those will they'll certainly be starting to fall off. Pepperoni picks up 3. I was just having a quick look at the race director to see what we've got out there. I don't see anything for Marcel in terms of warnings. Minico's obviously got his 10 seconds. I don't see any other warnings for him. B-Dunk's got a warning, at least one.
Wow. Man, you should see this fight between Supply Raptor and the Williams of Cookie. Supply Raptor is going hard, man. I mean, I've seen him drive hard, don't get me wrong. This is like some of the most intense driving I've ever seen out of him before. Remember, last time we were here at Silverstone on a race with our friend Scornsy, who has found himself down to 18th after getting collected in more incidents. He ended up DNFing on the final lap. Right around here, there was a big spin, and it killed about 10 people. So hopefully everybody else can avoid that fate that so many Tier 1 drivers had many seasons ago. Supply Raptor takes the left side line. He's definitely going to have the overspeed easily, but he's going to get boxed out by the other Williams. Ooh. And Cookie wanted to box him out just enough. I think he may have boxed him out. He will have. And Supply Raptor grabs 3. Supply Raptor might be able to get that appealed if he remembers to grab the race director, because I think Cookie did not leave him any sufficient racing room in that moment. But, ooh, the race is getting choppy. Speaking of choppy, here goes Tsuchubi. No way he goes for it in turn 1. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. There goes Tsuchubi. Bites the bullet on that one. That was a silly move right there, Tsuchubi. Oh, no, and he has gone from a great position all the way down into 11th now, out of the points. Even though people in front of him do have penalties, I think he probably won't be able to catch up to those penalized. And so Tsuchubi from hero to 0. Ah, man, that was not the move, was it?
No, not there, man. Not there.
Oh, dude. And he's coming off of a tough penalty week, too.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of patience, you know, up into turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, get yourself onto the straight where the DRS is and try and make a move there. The first car in that group, whether it's B-Dunk or Cookie at that particular point in time, will not have DRS. You can utilize slipstreams, DRS, battery if you've got any left. We've got a car. We've got a problem here in Sector 2.
Real fast, by the way. Look at the pass for the lead. Marcel Pabst saved up so much battery. He said, I'm going to get you on the final straight, and I think he did just get it done. I think that's going to be the win for Eruption. Minico trying to look for a switchback on him, but I don't think he's going to have the exit coming out of Vale. It's not going to be quite enough, and that's Eruption. Will come across the line, both on track and after penalties with the win. Great win from him. He's back up on the top step of the podium with Cookie coming home in second, extending his championship lead a little bit as well. And then B-Dunk rounds out our top 3, a double Williams podium. They are flying today with Chazzy in 4th, the Supply Raptor in 5th. Minico, after the 10 seconds, rounds himself into 6th. Damage limitation for sure. Could have been much worse. Potato in 7th. City of R in 8th. Incredible. Nice. Fun fact, City of R was doing that 24-hour race with me this morning. And now look at him. He comes up here to Tier 1 and goes throw down some great points. So great job for him. Drix grabs 9th out of nowhere. And then Tsuchubi rounds up top 10. Wow.
I mean, you know, you look at the 2 Red Bulls. The 2 Red Bulls through, number 1, spinning it out and crashing. I don't know why Minico's just been DNF'd.
This weird glitch. Yeah, it's very odd glitch.
So with Drix in the damage and the fact that he just kept going with the damage, Tsuchubi had fought all the way up to P5, 6, and then that mistake at turn 1. That's a good result for the Red Bulls, considering the circumstances throughout the course of the race.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the way that they, handled that adversity that they were throwing at them all race long was phenomenal. Great racing from the Red Bulls to find themselves in a 9th and 10th. They may end up making more positions off of what's it called? Penalties and stuff like that. So who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely a wild one. Potato potentially confirming our worst fears that there may have been a bit of a slam. We'll definitely see in the stewards, or make sure to save that replay and send something in, because we need to see that one on our POV. Looked a little fishy, but the fish will have to wait to meet their maker, because Eruption grabs that P1 spot with the 2 Williams of Cookie and B-Dunk rounding out 2nd and 3rd respectively. Chazzy also, seriously, he really is punching above his weight sitting in 4th. I don't know why we keep talking so much smack. He's actually really good. But he's still doing a great job. But yeah, Marcel Pabst effectively gone from last to 1st right there with a 19th place start all the way up to 1st after coming off of a quali ban Really impressive from him. And then the 2 Kick Saubers of Supply Raptor and Potato. Those are 2 of my standout drivers today. I think they did a great job to hold off those positions and stay, very relevant all the way through. So great job to those 2 guys. Potato gonna feel robbed for sure, but for him to be able to damage limitate and keep himself into 6th is phenomenal. So great racing overall, and excited to talk
for
to,
sure.
talk to you guys.
I think as long as as a steward, as you said earlier on, I'd be really interested, and I'm sure he will send it in because he has mentioned in the chat about the brake checking. I'd be interested to see a POV from both drivers involved in that incident. So provisional race winner is Eruption, and I'm sure there will be some chat in the steward's room over the course of the next 3 days.
Oh, yeah. Now, speaking of Eruption, I'm wondering if he's available for an interview today. Him and the 2 Williams drivers of Cookie and B-Dunk will be the ones to see if we can grab them in here. Seriously, they did such a good job. Those Williams guys are a scary, scary duo this season. So they're one that everybody needs to be, watching out for quite a lot. They are looking pretty scary. I'm excited to see what these Williams drivers can do for Tier 1. It's looking like Cobb K was feeling pretty smart to make that call and get that double. Oh, hello there. Whoever's jumped in here. What was that? Who is this? Is this Vito?
I changed my sound this week. Don't worry.
I appreciate that. Yeah, last week was just a whole nother level. Andy, you missed the most ridiculous intro to Discord sound. I don't even want to repeat it. It was.
I'll send you the clip later, Andy. I'll send you the clip later.
Send it to me.
May have demonetized your video, but neither here nor there. Good to see you again, V-Dunk. Great race. 2 races in a row. Dude, holy smokes. How the heck did you find yourself on the podium? You were like down in 6th, 7th, 8th for half this race, something like that. Like you had a totally different strategy. How did you find yourself up here?
Yeah, it was a struggle bus at the beginning of the race, bro. I was just struggling to keep up with the DRS, trying to get the tires under control. But once those softs went off, man, I felt like I had genuine pace. And I'm gonna be real with you when I say this. There was a lot of battling up front with that front pack, so it just allowed us all to close up. To be honest, in my opinion, a little bit unnecessary. I mean, that's up for, people to decide because, you lose a lot of race time, but at the same time, you want to see people battling. So, yeah, I saw Tachubi got not Tachubi, I'm sorry. Eruption got the undercut on all of us, and that basically just won in that race. So, with me on the alternate strat, I just wanted to try to cut my way through the field, but by the time I got past Orchidia and Cookie trying to help each other out to get to the front pack, my tires were gone at that point. So, I did the best I could, and just to walk away from P3, I was not expecting that, because usually this track for me in League Racing is a bad one historically, but you know what? I would take that at the end of the day.
Honestly, man, I think this track ended up giving us some of the best racing we've had in a long time. You're right. Those top guys were fighting it strong. I don't know if you noticed how long that DRS train stayed, but it was like almost 10 laps straight. We were stuck in a DRS train from 1st to 20th. So I'll take that any day of the week. I think that's some great racing actually out of Silverstone. That was pretty nuts. And it was like a DRS train with passing. Like, you don't get that in most scenarios. It's like the best of both worlds. I was loving it for sure. And you, of course, with that alternate strategy, end up, having different tires at the end. You were cooking at the very end. Was there any point where you were a little bit worried that your strategy was not going to work?
I think after I passed Cookie, because I felt like at that rate, my tires were gone at that rate. I don't think I could have caught the front pack of Potato, Minico, and Eruption. And, but, I heard they battled. I think I saw Potato got wing damage, and that kind of just brought us back for a little bit. But, yeah, Eruption was in a league of his own today. So, GG for him going for the undercut, and he absolutely just gapped us. I made the best of a good scenario. I kind of expected my teammate to pass me there at the end. He's the one fighting for a championship, not me, so I wasn't going to find him too hard. I just wanted to keep that podium and stay ahead of Eruption, or not Eruption. I'm saying his name too much today. Ahead of Supply Raptor, so I'm happy with P3 nevertheless. I'm happy to get the podium finally. I choked it last week, P2, but you know what? We'll take it, bro. I'm over the moon.
You're here now. I mean, still last week you had a crazy move, and this week it's just been nothing but consistency. So overall, great start to the season, and I'm excited to see what you got for next week, man. Wish you the best, and good luck on the prep.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the race, and we'll see you guys next week in Qatar.
We'll see you then.
See you later on, bub.
Oh boy.
Yep.
God, we are going to Qatar next week, aren't we? Oh, no.
We are going to Qatar next week, mate.
Oh boy, I am scared out of my mind. Now I know. one person who's not going to be scared of Qatar. It's this guy who just got himself a filthy P2. Cookie, how you doing, my man? Welcome in.
I will be scared of Qatar, but how are you? I'm good.
What are we talking about? You're scared of nothing, right? Oh, man. Honestly, that was a crazy, crazy race. I really do mean you seem like you were fearless because some of the things that you were going for today were out of this world. Did you go? Were you one of the ones that went around like too wide in
Yes.
Cops? Dude, what the heck, dude? That was crazy talk. How did you make that stick? That's crazy.
I had wing damage that entire last stint, by the way. Like it was so I had to do stupid shit like that because I was like in clear air I was probably gonna be gapped, so I was like,
Yeah.
I just decided to stay. Like me and B-Dunk have been working together like excellently so far this season, and so I was just like, I'm gonna stay in as DRS and overcut, so I'll like compensate for the wing damage with slightly fresher tires.
Yeah.
And it worked out. Yeah, I just was full sending it. Arc kind of messed us up for the win. I think we could have fought for the win without being held up by the person on worn tires, but that's the whole point of league racing, so it's whatever. But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun one, and that quali was a masterclass.
Dude, that was crazy. Yeah, that was.
Did
nuts.
you see the slip?
No. Oh yes, your crazy slipstream you guys did.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I was on pole by fucking half a second.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, you that worked out really well for you. So, well done to go and make that work. You're right. The teamwork between you two and the synergy has been unlike anything else we've seen, I think, in a long time here at Moose Racing League. So it's really good to see that working with you guys. Did you guys have a previous relationship before jumping into the season, or is this like a, hey, we're here, let's make the best of the situation?
I've known B-Dunk for like 6 years, yeah.
Okay,
We've been league racing since like F1 2017.
All right.
So
That makes sense.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Man, yeah, Andy, I know you always love watching Cookie go out there and send it. This is a second good result in a week and in 2 weeks, and this is making your championship look even stronger for a second time running. Are you starting to think about it at this point, or are you still staying cautiously optimistic and saying, yeah, we'll take it one race at a time kind of thing? Be honest.
Okay. Let me knock on my wood table. I think I can go for the. I think Eruption did something naughty that race too. So if I get this win, I can definitely go for the championship. Every time I show up to these, I'm like, dude, I feel like shit. I'm not driving any good, and then I go in and do decent. So I think I'll flip my humbleness and be like, I think I can challenge for a podium every week.
Yeah.
And considering that I had wing damage from lap 6, I think that I could have fought for the win without that. So I think it's looking good. Even without the slip, I think I would have had pole today. So
Yeah.
I think that it's looking.
I think you probably would have
Promising.
too. You were ahead of everybody by a huge margin, and obviously week in and week out you go out there and you prove to everybody why you got your championship last season, and why you're just this scary force of nature out here in Moose Racing League, and I'm excited to see what you got for this season. So yeah, I wish you the best of luck for your prep for Qatar. I know you love that track, as you just let us know. So good luck in all the prep. It's just so fun here in league racing. It's so scary, man. I'm scared for you guys. I'm gonna be honest. But
Yeah, it was.
man,
Man,
we'll
as
see.
soon as I did that quali and I saw I was like 4/10 up on P2, I was like, oh, let me pull up my task manager on my stream so no one thinks I'm fucking cheating, because I was like, holy shit, that I didn't realize we could be ahead by half a second in quali, and that just kind of gave me confidence.
I mean, you
the whole
guys,
the whole race.
you had a tow through Cops.
Yeah. Did anyone else do that?
No, nobody even tried.
We didn't see anybody do that kind of madness. No.
No.
We were originally gonna do it through Maggots and Beckett's too, down hanger, but we decided against that.
Yeah, that's probably smart. That would have been a little bit too crazy. Still nuts, man. I mean, well done. Really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
So, great run from you, and excited to see you next week in Qatar.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you guys.
We'll see you later, man.
Take care, Cookie.
Did you hear him mention potentially something naughty from Eruption? Is he talking about that
Yeah.
brake check, maybe, do you think?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. There's nothing else.
Seems like
There's nothing else that he can be talking about.
It
Was it.
I agree.
I mean, we can ask the man himself, because what we're going to do is we're going to move your guy Eruption into the interview room so we can congratulate him and ask him. No, we can't, because he keeps dipping out. Let's ask him again.
He runs away. He's like, sorry. See ya. There he is. He's back. Can you hear us, Eruption? Maybe. Nope.
Hello.
If he's talking, we can't hear it. R.I.P.
Marcel, are you there, sir? That is a bit of a big rip, to be fair, because
Yep.
the big thing was congratulating them on the race, but then of course we had to follow it up with the question about that incident at Stowe with Potato.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's definitely gonna be something that's gonna be taken care of in the stewards room, I'm sure. They're definitely gonna, it's really gonna be helpful to see both POVs, because I have a feeling that Eruption was trying his best to kind of play a little bit of games with Miniko. I could be entirely wrong though. In that moment, like, who knows what's going on, right? They're both in a tight spot right next to each other, and he could have realized, like, oh crap, I'm gonna get myself into a bad situation, I need to back out, and then just Potato's just the wrong spot, wrong place, wrong time. So who knows? It's gonna be interesting to see for sure. Very, very interesting.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
Well, I'll go ahead and get us sent off out of here. We can go ahead and drag him out of the interview room. Unfortunately, we won't get a chance to be able to talk to Eruption, but I'm sure next week he'll be back up there on the podium as well. I mean, he's just flying this season, so I'm excited to see what he's got. We're going to Qatar next week, Andy. Have you got a chance to watch any league racing yet on this game at Qatar? Because it's one of those edited tracks again for the season.
No, I haven't seen any racing. I've not driven it myself yet. I've got no idea. All I remember from Qatar is don't underfuel.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad at that anymore, but it is really scary, honestly. The new traction model, the way that it works, it's made it extra hard, extra rewarding if you nail everything, but extra difficult if you don't, and it's a lot less forgiving. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen to Qatar. It usually brings out great racing, and I think it's going to be no different with these tier 1 guys. They make everything look like great racing either way. I mean, seriously, that DRS train for like 10 laps, that was crazy. I don't think we've ever seen that, have we?
No, I've never seen a DRS train last that long. And I think it was City of R in about P13, 14 that eventually slipped out.
Yep.
And then we had some incidents going on and people diving into the pit lane. But
yeah,
it was. I mean, as per usual, these guys give us a show week in, week out. They've done it yet again tonight, and those top 5 or 6 guys tonight, incidents withstanding. What a demonstration of how to race cleanly.
Yeah. They always, you're right. They always show us exactly what it's like to be a great league racer. But seriously, I think today more than anything was a really good example. It's how the heck Cookie went too wide at Cops. I don't know, dude. But again, like, there's nobody else that could do that besides these guys. And it's great to have 20 of them that grace us with their presence every single week. So just, hats off to all the drivers tonight. Well, we're gonna go ahead and sign off here and get ready for next week. Andy, any last thoughts before we get out of here and get the audience ready for Qatar?
No, I think the only, I'll summarize this by the guys who I thought were going to be quick were quick. The teams that I thought were going to be challenging in this tier on draft night are challenging in this tier on draft night. Let's see if those predictions carry themselves throughout the rest of the season, because it's still early days. It's only round 3, plenty more racing to go.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Very early days. So who knows? It's anybody's game still. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate y'all. And, of course, make sure to join us next week for Qatar round 4 here of the Tier 1 Championship and of Moose Racing League's Season 11 Championship. Thank you so much, all. Keep being wonderful. Keep making it a better place. See you guys in the flippity flop. Adios.
Adios.